really know how to start this. I'm just gonna jump into it here. So, yeah, we're back with more Facebook-related cringe. This time it's, I swear, not crappy ads. The next time it will be. This time, PC World just happened to show up on my Facebook time. I don't know why. Fuck, dude, Facebook doesn't know shit about me, apparently. Other than that, I play games. And I don't fucking know what Facebook thinks I do in my free time, but they're clearly wrong. Especially wrong with this case. I mean, kind of, not really, but yeah, unrelated tangent there. But apparently, they think I give a flying fuck about the Xbox Series X specs. And this article, it's not technically lying. It's pretty fucking wrong, though. So this is the specific article that Facebook showed me. I don't know why. Their fucking algorithm showed this to me, but clearly I don't know. I don't really use my Xbox that much. But Microsoft's Xbox Series X probably, keyword there, probably, puts your gaming PC to shame. Full specs revealed. Okay. So, I don't have any initial problems with that. The word probably kind of prevents me from doing very much in the way of saying they're immediately wrong. I'm sure this guy, I didn't do any research into him, but I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I mean, he works for a company that I personally, trust to be very reputable with what they put out. And he did a pretty good job writing this. I'll give him credit. He got some good images in here that are, a bit, god damn it, leave me alone. That are, related to the individual piece that he's talking about in each section here. He's he got a decent amount of information, and this is what I really care about here. This is the stuff that matters to me. It's, mainly the text up here that I take a lot of fault with. I take fault with a lot of stuff that's not related to what he says, but really just what Microsoft is selling to us as consumers. So, I'm going to skip over this whole first paragraph. It's unrelated to the stuff I take fault with. Go away. So, first thing I really take fault with, where is it? CPU is fine. I don't honestly know too much about AMD's stuff. I don't use it because it doesn't interest me. But, I was wrong. The first paragraph does have something I take fault with. Microsoft next-gen console will put most gaming PCs to shame. So in my previous video, if I figure out how to use annotations, I'll put it up in the fucking corner. One of these corners. I don't know which one. I don't really give a fuck. But one of the corners will have it. I went through a bunch of ads for gaming PCs. Technically, most of their specs were just fine. I'll admit I complained about a lot of shit that was kind of unrelated. Mostly related to pricing, if I'll be honest there. But technically, this is a beefy, let's call it what it is, a computer, just with the Xbox logo popped on there, and only proprietary shit. So, yes, it will put most gaming PCs to shame, if your gaming PC is slightly older. If you have the most up-to-date modern hardware, you are definitely better than this, though you will pay a fuckload more than whatever they decide to put the price tag on. So, Sony's rival PlayStation 5, I didn't look into what the PlayStation 5 specs are. I don't even know if they're out yet. My PlayStation sits here in the corner doing nothing most of the time, unless I decide to play Modern Warfare, but eventually that's going to become obsolete too, but whatever. More tangentially unrelated shit. So, let's see here. That doesn't really matter. 4 cores, that's not technically a lie, but it's not cutting edge, if we're being honest. Anybody who's using 8 cores, they were probably doing it a while before consoles were. And by the way, typically a 4-core computer might have had 8 cores and it was just locking off the other 4, but that's more unrelated shit to people who actually, like using computers and want to fuck with that stuff. They're all just reserve cores at that point with that stuff, but whatever. Unrelated to the Xbox. Oh, where is it? I should have figured out how to highlight. Okay, so here's the next problem I took with them. It's that external storage drive. I really hope that is not the... I really hope that's not exactly what they're trying to sell us. Because, is it in my GameCube? Nope, it's in the Wii. We'd be going back to these. This is a GameCube memory card. Got it. I don't remember where I got this. But, it's a GameCube memory card. They're trying to sell you this. They're not selling you an SSD that you can slap into a regular computer, which would have been fine, because it's Microsoft. Nah, fuck console gamers, I guess. They're selling you a fucking physical proprietary storage device. I thought we got rid of those with the GameCube and the PlayStation. Fucking back in the early 2000s, apparently. I'm fucking an idiot. God forbid. Whatever. Blows my fucking mind. Here's some other stuff that I have problems with. It's this whole paragraph, basically. So, this article says, to TLDR this down to the sentences that matter, AMD's most powerful and current discrete graphics card is the Radeon RX 5700 XT. Maybe if I could stop accidentally highlighting things. So the custom graphics inside the Xbox Series X are both bigger and faster than AMD's current PC champion. AMD. It's been a struggle for AMD to actually be on par with NVIDIA, but for the price, it's a good alternative. The part I take fault with here is that this sentence isn't technically lying. Matching the features of the NVIDIA RTX 20 series GPUs. Now you'll see here that I have pulled up the AMD Radeon RX 5700 and the GeForce RTX 2080 Ti. So, if you scroll down and do a little bit of searching here, I didn't. Nope. That's what I care about. And that should be. I should have scrolled to this initially rather than leaving it at the goddamn top of the page. I'm sure they have a section here somewhere. Or yeah, there it is. Ah, Jesus, fuck me. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so you'll note from my understanding here that well, this shows a lot less information. Oh wait, here we go. Doi. There we go. That's a lot better than what I was fucking expecting. Okay, here we go. So, technically, they are both GPUs. That is not a lie. They are both capable of doing ray tracing. That is not a lie. Let's go back to the article to say what the article is saying. They can do DirectX-based real-time ray tracing. Not a lie. That's true. They can do some fucking shading and do stuff with the static mesh of objects, yada, yada, yada. These are features. Things that they could do. That's a feature. That's technically true. In other words, utter beast right here. It's powerful. Not comparable, though. So, this is the specs for the 2080 RTX series cards. This isn't really important. Where the stuff that matters? Okay, here we go. Basically, this is the stuff that kind of matters to the consumer who would be using an Xbox. Typically, people who don't really feel like doing the full optimization and maximizing of the potential of their, let's call it what it is, computers, which I'm damn sure the Xbox isn't going to let you fuck with too many settings internally. But, if you don't care about any of those things, this section right here is the part that matters to you. So, this right here is one of the more important pieces that people are going to look at and say, that sounds pretty good. So, gigabits per second is your actual speed. I don't know for a fact that anybody's really going to be reaching exactly that number, but, I mean, at that point, you're probably doing a little bit much at that point. But, so, 11 gigabytes. That's a pretty decent amount of memory, especially for a graphics card, but it depends what you're using it for. If you're just using it to play, like, I don't know, fucking Skyrim or fucking, I don't know, Halo or whatever the fuck. Honestly, I don't really use my Xbox for much at this point. I pretty much use it for literally just Halo and GTA sometimes, but 11 gigabytes of even DDR4 is gonna be more than enough for a lot of games. Well, mostly of the last console generation. I don't really know for a fact where the future generation of games are going, but I'd say that this initially would be a pretty good starting point for saying, hey, this is what you're going to want for the future of gaming. This is a pretty good entry level. 11 gigabytes, DDR6. DDR4 is pretty fast. DDR5 getting a lot better. And DDR6, I got hopes for the future with that shit. That can only get faster. Will only get faster. Now, if we go back to here, this is the 5700 graphics card that is apparently in the Xbox. You'll see that, for all intents and purposes, you're getting that 14 fucking gigabytes per second, same as within the RTX series, as you'll see right, should scroll down, right here, 14 gigabytes. So, yes, same speed. 8 gigabytes. That's max. Maximum. It's not, that's not comparable. That's not the same. Same type though, DDR6. So I'd put bets they'll come out with something a little closer to this 2080 series graphics card, or 2000 series graphics card, relatively soon, or later. But it seems like the initial card that's going to be put in these Xboxes is going to be this one, meaning same speed, definitely true, same memory type. So that's what I would expect. Memory size. That's not the same. Not even close. It's several gigabytes off there. So I don't know. But the features, that's technically true. They will do the same things. Price difference, you do get what you pay for. So, and here you can see the memory, 16 gigabytes. That's pretty good. I'm assuming that means RAM, but, you know, it doesn't specifically say RAM, it just says memory. So, I hope that means RAM. But I'm not seeing anything that's terrible. The expandable storage has got me concerned. We really shouldn't be going back to proprietary shit like that. Especially considering the Xbox and PlayStation can use a regular fucking hard drive. That's a little sketch there, Microsoft. It's almost like you're not telling your Xbox customers the same story as PC gamers are getting, and you're just wanting to catch that fucking wave there and ride that little hype train by saying, oh, it's powerful and it'll put most gaming PCs to shame. Any PC that's not using a 2080 is, well, technically, yeah, you're not wrong. But if you use a 2080, well, that technically does qualify as most gaming PCs then. But it's not as powerful as they're making it out to be here. They make it by console standards. That's good. That's real fucking good. That's fucking good console. But it's also just a computer with a nice little Xbox branding on it. So, I don't know. Also, it has an optical drive. So, I mean, most desktops don't even come pre fucking packaged with a fucking any form of optical drive. It really saddens me that you gotta fucking install shit like that yourself, but oh well. But I will say, the fact that they're, doing a little bit of that SSD, I like it. That's pretty good. Props where props are due. SSD is pretty fucking good shit. You will get pretty fast speed out of that, relative to, fucking regular standardized hard drive. Except it still uses standardized hard drive. I don't know for a fact that it's only hard drive. Maybe you can use an external fucking USB fucking input for an SSD. I don't know. Be nice if they, explicitly said that. They didn't. But, all things considered, it's not a bad set of fucking specs for it. It's definitely good. it'll beat out, technically speaking, most gaming PCs. Technically. Most being very subjective, depending on, how many people end up using the 2080 Ti graphics card. But, people running this 5700 Radeon, yeah, that's personal preference, pricing, and whatnot with that. But, it's not bad. Now, if I recall, they were saying it's going to, be a very modular system, and you can change out parts and upgrade and whatnot. I don't know how far they're actually going to go with that. I didn't bother looking into it. I have no interest in this whatsoever. But I also remember Microsoft fucking saying they're putting their games on PC. Anyway. Almost makes you feel like you should probably feel a little betrayed if you're an Xbox fanboy and you don't have a gaming PC at this point, because kind of fucking yourself over. It's kind of sad, honestly. But a couple of things that I'm noting, because I haven't seen anything about it at all. There's no VR support. Fucking why? I mean, Microsoft, your regular computers can do that. PlayStation is doing that. You would think Microsoft would be fairly somewhat interested in competing. When Nintendo's doing something and Microsoft isn't doing that thing, it's kind of weird. I mean, Nintendo's not doing it great, and Sony is, I don't really know what to call what they're doing, but it's not PC comparable. But at this point, consoles aren't really catching up that fast. That's kind of fucking weird, Microsoft. I want to consider hopping on that VR train, because some good fucking experiences to be had there, I will fucking say. I am fucking loving some of these VR games that I've fucking been playing. There's some good fucking games out there. Pavlov, especially, I'm a fucking big fan of that one. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of some of this. This is a little weird. I mean, sure, the article doesn't technically lie, and the specs on this are, in fact, impressive. They're pretty good fucking specs. But, for me, it all depends what the fuck they put this pricing at, because, as it, I believe, explicitly stated, they haven't said what the fuck it's going to be priced at. Yeah, there it is. They haven't told anybody the price. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be pretty fucking high. Especially, considering this article outright tells you that the graphics card in it is a $400 card. If I'm a betting man, $500, $599, that kind of price range sounds pretty reasonable at that point, just based on what's in it. Now, I don't know for a fact where we're going to be looking at for pricing, but with a $400 graphics card in there, and the fact that they're touting this as, as comparable and fucking good as a gaming PC. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to put the pricing at. And this last paragraph really does sum it up in a nice, neat, concise way. It's exciting stuff. I mean, yeah, sure. Fair enough. But that's a bold fucking claim. Outpaces the vast majority of gaming PCs being used today. It's not technically untrue. Because not everybody feels the need to have the most up-to-date hardware. So that's technically true. Most people's rigs aren't rocking 8 cores. Oh, they're not now. Technically, they're not. I mean, that's not technically a lie. Most people who do have a 4-core machine, technically speaking, have 8 cores. But those other 4 cores are oftentimes ending up as being reserved as a replacement for if one of those other 4 cores burns out. But if you want to get really technical, you can boost your speed by using all 8 cores all at once, and as they burn out, your speeds will, see a downtick and get slower over time. Fair enough, you are not technically wrong if people are, still using slightly older hardware, which is fair enough. Most modern games will run on some of that slightly older hardware. hey, fucking GTX 1080 can still run some, decent settings in some modern games that have come out even this year. That is technically, a fair enough statement. Yeah, I don't know if I want to believe that specific statement. So this is referring to hard drives. Really now? Most gamers aren't using SSDs, apparently. But I mean, this is, probably also true, as SSDs do tend to be a fair bit pricier. So, sure. Now, personally, I only use an SSD for boot drive, but, I put the games that I really want on there, and then, I can boot those rather rapidly. Doesn't give me much of an advantage, really, honestly. But, having that SSD is it's a really godsend. You can restart my computer like fucking sub 30 seconds total, and that's like fucking more than enough time for me to walk out of the room, get an entire fucking thing of Coke, fucking come back, sit down, and I'm already on the fucking logon screen. That's fucking nice shit, I'll admit. So I'll give him that. I don't know if everybody is using a fucking SSD, which is basically what they're saying here. High-end NVIDIA graphics cards capable of ray tracing. So the 2080 series that I know of, I keep saying 2080. It's not the 2080 series, it's the 20 series. 20 series is, as far as I'm aware, the only systems fucking capable of running ray tracing in their games use a 2080 graphics card. I keep saying 2080. 20 series! Gotta get that out of my fucking head. One of these times. But they would have to be running a 20 series NVIDIA graphics card. But here's back to what I was saying about how technically that previous statement about features between the two cards, why it specifically says NVIDIA graphics card and specifically high-end. Because, as I specifically should note here, this was the 2080 Ti model, which is NVIDIA's touted most fucking powerful card they've got. It's not technically. They got some experimental cards out there, but they run like, I think, $8,000 for some of those fucking things, and they're goddamn, some of those things fucking seem like they got specs they could fucking put a goddamn supercomputer to shame. But, yeah. There's a reason it very explicitly says that. Very explicitly says high-end NVIDIA graphics card and capable of ray tracing, which implies the 2080 Ti. It's the simplest way of saying that without actually saying this. Now, the part that I could totally absolutely say, and if you do have a rig that meet those specs, you spend an arm and leg to get. Yes. Yes, you do. Because going back to these pricing things, where does it say? Yeah. You do. Just for the graphics card alone. It's a pricey graphics card. And I'll admit that this Radeon, I almost said RTX, the Radeon 5700 series, which, if I could have fucking found it, I assumed it would have been at the top, but clearly I'm fucking wrong. I don't see the exact price listed, but I know it's about $400. Yeah, here we go. So they're all around about $400. $400. Some decent specs. $1,200. Slightly better specs, but you do get what you pay for, which shouldn't surprise too many people who, enjoy technology and specifically fucking around with their settings until they have a weirdly, extremely optimized system for certain things. Gaming. But I'll admit, the new Xbox has got some fucking specs behind it. Pretty good powerhouse, and it does technically beat out a lot of any system that isn't running the latest and greatest hardware. I think I sunk 3,000 into mine, and I am running specs with such as the 2080 graphics card, and I'm running. Now I'll admit, I am not running only SSDs. I am running that SSD boot drive, and I think 12 terabytes hard drive, I'd store so many games. It's more than technically is reasonable. And for a console player, if it's not backwards compatible, which would suck, but I haven't read anything about it being or not being, so take that with a grain of salt, whether or not it is. If it is or it isn't, you might not have, much reason to have 12 terabytes of fucking storage space. And, aren't rocking 8 cores. I am. Once again, technically, it does outclass a lot of, slightly older, lower-end computers. And this is a beefy console. But it's a console. Technically, your phone and any computing device that you're using, especially for gaming, it's a computer, technically. Except this is the closest you're getting to a gaming desktop setup. Just it's a console. Microsoft, looking at y'all motherfuckers. Stop calling it an Xbox. At this point, just admit that you're selling a computer to people. Just admit you're selling a gaming computer. Now, admittedly, that might not be a great financial move, as PlayStation will definitely riff your fucking ass into oblivion if you ever do that. So, you'll probably get a fair number of people calling your fucking company pandering to sweaty, neckbeard fucking basement dwellers, but I mean, at this point, what are you gonna fucking do? Basically, as everybody should know, Microsoft is a computer company. So it should be no surprise that they are, in fact, pushing a very powerful console out their doors to the public. So I'll admit, technically I do find faults with some things, but I will, in the end of the day, admit that this is a pretty powerful console, and it's, worth it. Depends on the price, though. If we're looking at a $10,000 fucking rig, that's going to be very incredibly powerful. I know for a fact that this isn't going to cost $10,000. You're probably, like I said, looking at maybe $599 would sound like something that I would expect. But a $10,000 rig that's got like fucking 4 fucking graphics cards fucking all in there and shoved in, and fucking like a CPU that fucking liquid cooled with the fucking power of a thermonuclear plant or some shit. I don't even fucking know. I'm gonna make shit up just to fucking make it sound fancy and expensive. But something like that, that's gonna beat this 100% of the time. But it's powerful. But the thing is also I don't know if they made these claims in this article. I'm pretty sure they didn't, actually. Yeah, no, they didn't. But some of the things that they're claiming for this. Oh boy. They're claiming things like 60 frames per second, 4K. I hate to break it to you. My 2080 probably would throw a shit fit if I attempted to do 4K gaming on highest possible settings, and also had 3 fucking monitors, 2 of which are typically running fucking Netflix or YouTube, and fucking Discord on the other one. So I don't know. Once again, like I said, that 5700 is powerful, but it's not powerful. It's good enough for somebody, who has designed this system specifically to only do that. When your computer is designed, purpose-built for one thing and one thing only, yes, you will be able to get more out of it than, for example, me, where I'm running like 14 Google Chrome tabs in one fucking window, and then like fucking 6 different fucking video feeds and the fucking other 2 monitors over here, like a complete and total fucking dingus. Needless to say, I should probably install several more fucking fans and get my room temperature down from fucking 83 degrees. No, I'm not making that up. I can't lift my camera and show you, but it's 83 degrees in here. Thanks, Texas. God, fuck, I hate the state. But, long story short, to wrap this up here before I fucking have an aneurysm, fucking Powerful console. It's a console. It's purpose built, so it's got good specs, I'll admit. And it is technically not lying when it says probably puts your gaming rig to shame. And they're not technically wrong. It does piss me off that they are being incredibly specific, riding that line with saying that. It's not wrong, though. It's not wrong. I'll give them that. So, technicalities. I love technicalities. So, Brad, I can't pronounce your last name, so I'm not even going to attempt to fuck that one up. Props to you. I like the fact that you wrote this exactly the way that you did, because, well, at the end of the day, I do take fault with some of these statements because they're a little bit misleading. You did a good job at fucking skirting the line of telling a lie and not entirely telling the truth. And at the same time, technically, you're never, actually wrong. But props to Microsoft. Props to Brad, guy, I can't pronounce your last name. And, Microsoft, seriously, please, if you're gonna sell this thing, consider getting rid of the fucking proprietary storage. Because if that picture is fucking accurate, I don't know if that you want to focus. Yeah, this is TLDR here, basically the same fucking thing. I don't know how well that translates from my fucking webcam to the screen here. But yeah, no. I don't know how I feel about that. That actually kind of pisses me off that they're doing that. But that's just because I thought we got rid of that with the fucking GameCube and the fucking early PlayStations. But I guess we didn't. And I mean, technically, we didn't. As you can see in that picture, there is a USB fucking port on the back. And they did say that you can install a USB fucking expanded hard drive. But they did say it was a hard drive, not a solid state drive. So who knows there. But you know what? Fair enough. I don't know how to make this sound like I didn't just complain and then compliment 100 times over at the same time, but fuck it. It be like that sometimes, my dudes. Catch you on the flip-flop, motherfuckers.